and welcome to another video. Now, got the small matter of the first ride on this little beastie to get over and done with. This is the new, well not the new, my new 2002 ZX-7R, resplendent in red and black with a black frame, being a 2002, a P6 model. I'm sure you'll agree, looks absolutely stunning, despite it being nearly 20 years old. So, we're going to have a quick ride on this, see what it's like, and see how she goes. Let's get on with it. Right, how does she feel? So first impressions getting on her, you'd think it's going to be quite comfy, and she isn't bad to be fair. It's a nice wide seat, fairly padded. I haven't gone too far on her, like I say, this is really pretty much the first ride since getting her. I did have one of these back in the day, it should be about 15 years ago now, so my memory is long faded of what that was like on a longer journey, but it seems pretty well padded, like I say, nice and big. I've got my toes on the pegs, which is the way I normally tend to ride. It just increases the bend in the knee just slightly. I think the ergos on this bike are a little cramped, shall we say, but then again it is a 90s sports bike, while this one's a 2002. The ZX-7R, I believe, was originally released in 1996 and went on to around 2004, and that's when the last slot was sold. And it went all that way with no real changes. The only major change really was the colour of the frame. So this first one started off in silver with silver frames, and later on it changed to the black frame like it is on this. Well, this one's got carbon frame covers. It's, the later ones, like I say, were black frames, which I prefer the look of personally. I still like the silver frame one. My old one was a silver frame. My original one, I think it was a P2, so the second year of manufacture, 97 I think it was, and I loved it to bits. Unfortunately, that made a sticky end pulling out the MOT station, and it was sold as it was, unfortunately. But yeah, glad to be back on one. Definitely like this one. So from factory, well, when they first came out in 1996, the press at the time had really a few reviews back at, around the time, and they just remind you how sort of how big and not underpowered, but relatively down on power compared to the competition. I think the main competition was the GSX-R at the time, and I think that had about 20 more brake horsepower and weighed 20 kilos less. The dry weight on this is just over 200 kilos, so once you got fuel and oils and all the rest of it on it, you look at it well over 220, 225 easily. So it's not a light bike for a sports bike. But also around the time, people found that the GSX-R is one of those bikes you had to rev. It's obviously on track days and for races absolutely fantastic, but as a road bike, this one was a little better, and it didn't stop them selling. These were incredibly popular. I can't remember which reviewer, MCN or someone else, the GSX-R might have had a little bit of initial reliability problems as well, and that didn't help its cause. So this bike actually outsold the GSX-R. I think one of the main reasons, well, there's two main reasons I think that this bike did so well at the time. Firstly, it's just the way it looks. It's an absolutely stunning bike, even now. and it's one of the main reasons why I wanted one again. Simply the way it looks. Obviously, looks are personal to each and every one of us, but there's not many people you'll meet that think the ZX-7R is ugly. So this one, it's done just over 13,000 miles, relatively low for a year. Which again is something that I was looking for. Obviously it's going to get ridden, but you know, I don't intend to keep it in a garage and keep it for forever and I hope one day it'll be valuable. I don't think it'll ever really be valuable. The RR version, the homologation special, yes, possibly. I think they're already, for a good one of them, we're already talking 10k or so. You know, for one of these, you can get in one for around £1,000. It'd be a bit ropey, but you can get in one for about £1,000. So you pays your money and takes your choice, I suppose. A decent one, between 2 and 2.5, depending on how much the seller wants the money. How does it feel to ride? Now, like I said, the seat initially feels really comfortable, fairly plush. And initially you think you're going to be sitting on an armchair when you first swing a leg over. But as I said before, the pegs are really high, and which means that where the bars are positioned, it means you're sort of positioned with quite a lot of weight on your wrists. I mean, it's fine. This sort of thing, it's not too bad. Around town it's a bit of a pain, I remember. I do remember that about it. But it's not too bad. I think, for me, personally, I could do with the clip-ons being a bit further, angled slightly more outwards, so a bit more obtuse in their angle. And like I said, the pegs do seem quite high. Seat height is, I think, 790mm, which isn't very high. Now I'm 6 foot tall, and I can very easily flat foot on this bike. So if anyone's a little shorter, I think they'll probably find it okay as well.
Sorry for interrupting the video. If you could do me a favour and like the video, I'll let you do that now. It's just down there. Click like, thumbs up. Thank you very much. And if you're not subscribed, why not, for a start? If you could subscribe, that would really help us out. Along with the likes, it lets us put the videos in front of other people and for the channel to grow, which is what we're here for. So yeah, if you're enjoying the video so far, please drop a like and subscribe, and let's get on with the rest of it.
But I'm actually bimbling about in a village. Might be a good time to see how the low speed ride is. So this is second gear, around 30. Smooth as you like with the carbs. Right, third, down to 25. Again, lovely and smooth. Back from your fourth, still lovely and smooth. Another thing that didn't help the ZX-7R when it came out was the power. I've already mentioned the weight, but the power. I think it was quoted around 122 horsepower, which meant real world back wheel on the dyno probably about just under 110, I think it was. You know, it's still enough to be getting a lick on. Top speed in the 160 or something like that. This doesn't feel slow at all. In fact, there's a lot to be said for saying that this is an ideal first sports bike for somebody. Probably a little compromise in the position, seating position and things like that, but you know, it's cheap, there's plenty around, spare parts aren't that hard to get hold of. They are quick, they handle beautifully, and I don't think you could mention ZX-7R without a biker guy talking about the front end and the legend that is the ZX-7R front end. And they're not lying either, it does feel very nice. In that sharp corner there with gravel and everywhere, it just feels really nice. It feels like it's looking after you. Like I said, it doesn't feel slow, it's not slow. It doesn't feel it, which is the important thing. And it makes a lovely noise as well. Like I said, there's a good case. this to be, you know, someone who's just getting into sports bikes or wants to buy the first bike. This is more than fast enough to get you into trouble, don't get me wrong. This is more than fast enough to, and if you don't pay attention, get you into some trouble. Both with the law and also by you spitting yourself off the road. But as you can pick them up for pennies really, in comparison. Now, if you wanted a taste of a sports bike, not only is it still gorgeous to look at, it still rides well, very confidence inspiring. You can learn the limits of your biking roadcraft, as it were. And it's a really good place to hone some skills. And you can place the bike wherever you want to. It just feels so planted at the front. It's a bit of a cliche, I hate cliches like that. But it just does. And reading some of the reviews from back in the day, and they all agree with that, but they also talk about the harshness of the ride. Now, we're on a pretty gnarly B road. This isn't the flattest road in the world. In fact, it's covered in bumps all over the bloody place. But it's not actually that bad. Over these bumps is as good as any sports bike that I've ridden. You can feel the bumps, don't get me wrong, and a big bump will feel it through your backside. But it handles them remarkably well. Another thing you might not know about ZX-7Rs, I think I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'll just delete this bit. But I believe they came with a slipper clutch from the factory. Although it's set unobtrusive, or you know, it's not obvious that it's there from the factory. But it does have one. The brakes came in for some criticism as well back in the day. People say unless these are looked after, they may give you some problems. Although a common upgrade is, I believe, a Nissin 4-piston set of brakes. I can't remember which bike they suggest to take them off. That's a common upgrade for this bike. Right, can I get into top gear and do a little chug test? Right, 6th gear, 40 mile an hour, nationals. I say chug test, but there's no chugging whatsoever there. Lovely and smooth. Must remember, fuel tap. I had it on reserve when I went to the petrol station, just to make sure I wouldn't run out. And it's on reserve now, that's the thing you got to remember with these older bikes. Not only do they have petrol taps, they also have chokes as well. This is the bike that likes to have a choke on when he starts it. When it's a little cold, so you're talking a couple of degrees above, sort of between, I'd say below 10 degrees, especially around 5ish, if you ever ride the bike in that sort of temperature. And carb icing can raise its ugly head. And that basically ends up just choking the car basically, and it will leave you stranded at the side of the road. As my old one did to me once on the way home from work one day. It's a pain in the backside. Another thing old bikes are good for, it's just, this has got no ABS. I'm a big advocate of ABS, don't get me wrong. Traction control and everything like that. Anything that makes riding your bike easier, the better. So that you concentrate on not riding off the road into the scenery or whatever, or into the car or something like that. But the way this bike's set up, it still feels okay without it. It's strange. I wouldn't choose to take it off the Panigale, but I don't mind that this doesn't have it. If that makes sense in a weird kind of way. But also things like quick shifters and blippers. Yes, you can get quick shifters, put them on. But as you'll see, you don't actually need one. Change gear without the clutch all day long on the box, and in the right circumstances down the box as well. Let's go down. That was a down change, no clutch, no bother whatsoever. It doesn't work as well at slower speeds. You have to be sort of, not up the revs, but with a few more revs. You can do the change up at lower speeds, it's not a problem like this. It's just about gentleness and timing, is all it is. But it just reinstills that sense of control, and it's a bit like talking about a manual gearbox in a car against an automatic. You know, that engagement you feel when you're doing it all yourself, when you're forced to do it yourself. And it makes you much more aware of your movements on the bike, because every little one affects where the bike goes and how it feels, how stable it is. Like I say, she feels faster than she is, and you feel like you're going faster than you actually are on this. And it's refreshing when you look down and you're not going as fast as you think. Firstly, you're not going too fast for the road, and secondly, you're not going to get done, are you? You can have that fun at a lower speed. So there's all the ingredients that make a naked bike more fun, or a 600. And really, this is, I mean, a modern 600 would absolutely blow this out of the water, I imagine. Probably in every respect. There won't be, probably won't be the sense of occasion that there is on this. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that little ride, a little bit of info about the ZX-7, and as you can probably tell, quite smitten with it, notwithstanding its slight uncomfortableness at times. But yeah, quite impressed with it. Very happy to have it in the garage. Right, I'll see you on the next one. Take care, bye bye.